Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've recently got back from Scotland, as you've seen in our previous videos. Freezing cold as normal, it is now January. Nice simple job today. We're going to wash the underside of the motorhome off. We're going to wash it off underneath. I've got a Karcher device, Underchassis washer. We're going to give it some soap underneath first of all. It's nice and easy, you don't even have to bend over that much, and I'll show you how it works. This is the device for putting the soap underneath. It actually sprays up. As you can see, it's on a wheel, and that attaches to like an extended lance, and it's like a snow foam machine, if you will. So that sprays you underneath, and that's got in there neat road traffic film remover, so that'll spray underneath. We'll leave it for a few minutes and then we'll get onto this piece here, which is essentially like an upside down path cleaner, and that sprays around, spins around fast and washes the underneath of the vehicle off and get all that salt out. So without further ado, let's get cracking. That's the soap on. We'll leave it for a few minutes and we'll get the pressure washer on, get it all cleaned off underneath. Now we've washed off the underside. It's equally as important to do under your wheel arches, and for that I have a little flexible piece, fits on the end of the Karcher gun. Gets all the salt and all that dirt and everything out. Remember, you've been out in the roads and it's been snowing and there's salt down. It just tarnishes the underside of the motorhome. A lot of it is plastic and stuff, but if I need to do anything in the future and it's been covered in salt for ages, it's going to be hard to undo the nuts and bolts. So get it washed off. Right, so that's a van washed off underneath. Pleased that it's all done. It's not that much of a hard job, but it's a big van. So essentially what we've done is washed off all the salt underneath where it's sprayed up from the wheels during our trip up in Scotland. And I wanted just to move on and have a quick chat with you about the alloy wheels that we've got fitted on our van. Just to remind you, we did purchase these wheels from Rogue Alloy. This is not a paid promotion. We didn't get them given to us. We bought them just over a year ago with our own money, and we put them on the van. Video is up there of me putting the wheels on, and I just wanted to answer some questions. We've been getting a lot of questions about tyre pressures and things like that. So essentially the tread on the front wheels, we've done about 12 to 15,000 mile, I would have thought, on these wheels and tyres. Now the tyres are obviously on the sides are looking a little bit worn, probably about 25% worn on the front. So this summer we're going to swap them over front to back. It's a sort of standard practice, so it just puts a little bit more life. The front wheel driver, this Fiat Ducato, it'll work out spot on with more tread on the front, so that's what we're going to do, swap them over. But just moving on, answering some of your questions. We've got a question about tyre pressures, and to be honest, it's not something I can answer. There's no correct pressure as such, or If there is, it's all dependent on how heavy your vehicle is, the size of it, what you're doing with it, and so on and so forth. If you're going to be driving on a lot of mud and loose terrain, it's better to drop the pressures down. I hear people dropping them down to 20 psi when it's muddy surfaces, when it's really boggy underneath, and essentially the wheel actual tyres will belly out and you get the extra tread width to give you more traction. That's one thing. We've got a pressure in these. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want anyone coming back saying that's the wrong pressure. We keep the pressures quite high because we do drive on the motorways quite a lot. Now that brings us on to the second question I've had a lot of, is road noise. Now road noise, you do get a little bit more road noise with these tyres, the KO2 BF Goodrich tyres. It's not excessive, you get a very slight drumming. We find it's more noticeable on smoother surfaces, so if you're going on a freshly laid surface road and it's not the coarse gravel and it's a smooth tarmac road, you can hear it a bit more. Anyone who knows what a bearing noise sounds like, very early on a failure point of a bearing failing a car, it sounds a bit like that, and you just get like a bit of a drumming noise. You don't hear it on the back, it's just on the front. You hear a bit more splash of puddles on the road as you go through, especially being a motorhome, on the back wheels, because the back wheel arch is just a plastic cover. It's like a trailer cover, if you will. There's no insulation on that, and it sounds like water's coming in, but it doesn't. Moving on, another question I got was tightening torque. Rogue Alloy send out all the relevant bolts, your locking bolts for these wheels. You're best to speak to Chris at Rogue Alloy to check with him, ask him what the tightening torque is. I'm sure if you go and visit him at his tyre shop, he would be happy to help you out putting the wheels on while you're there. It's a difficult one to answer. Fiat will stipulate the tightening torques of this vehicle, this particular van, or chassis cab, which it would have been when it was made. This would have been before the coach built, before Swift bought the vehicle and put the body on. It would have just been a chassis rail vehicle, and there would have been the tightening torque for that. 140 newton meters, perhaps, something like that. So I tighten them up. I've worked in the vehicle industry for many years, and I know how tight to do wheel nuts, so they're certainly not going to come off. Another question I do get asked quite a lot is about it putting the speedo out. Yes, it certainly does. The rolling radius is larger on these wheels. When we took off the 15-inch standard steel wheels, we put these on, it actually felt higher up. It felt like it was higher up, and it actually was about an inch or inch and a half or 3 centimeters, something like that, extra width on the wheel. So it does put the speedo out. How it works is 30 miles an hour real time, your speedo's more or less correct. 70 miles an hour real time. When I say real time, I'm talking about on a GPS on your phone. If you get a speedo app on your phone, 70 mile an hour, if it's indicating 70 on the speedo, you're doing about 72 to 73 miles per hour, and so on and so forth. So it does put the speedo out very slightly. A few people's asked me, will these wheels and tyres what we've got on our motorhome fit their van? And the honest answer is, I don't know. Speak to Chris again at Rogue Alloys. He will ask you several questions about the space between the bolt holes where your bolts go into the hub on the vehicle. He'll get you to measure them, so be prepared to get your hands dirty if you want to make sure the wheels you get are right first time and the fit. Also, we were very lucky on the back. There's a tiny little clearance of about half an inch, something like that, just under a centimetre clearance from a bodywork. Some people in the past have heard of that to just slightly Dremel out the fiberglass arch. On a van, the panel van, it's probably going to be alright. Just had a question recently from a viewer on the channel about notifying your insurance, and actually it's a very, very good point that you would always treat it the same as if it's a car, a van or whatever. If you've done a modification, you need to tell your insurance company. I told our insurance company, gave them the details, the off-roads, tyres, the wheels are rated for the vehicle, they're more than adequate to hold the weight of the vehicle. They wasn't interested in charging me, thankfully, any more on the premium, but it's always worth just letting them know. You're not really going to make much of a difference changing the wheels, but they do need to know. That said, it is a motorhome, and there's so many different variations of specifications on motorhomes. Once they actually leave the Fiat factory as a van and go to the converters, there's all sorts of things what's different on every motorhome. So yeah, generally let them know that you have upgraded the wheels and tyres. Discount code still below, which is active. If you do want these wheels and tyres, we recommend the after sales support is absolutely fantastic. Chris will do anything to help you out. And yeah.
Sorry. Special delivery.
Oh, what you got?
Look what I've got. Oh, You filming? Hi folks! Look what I've just got. Chuffed to bits. Let me just turn it round. Can you see it? New kettle mark.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
This will go on the induction hob. So gas, induction, everything. My other one was taking forever, and the kettle one seems to boil for absolute ages.
The little electric one, it still use it, can't we, when we need to?
Yeah.
But that'll work on the induction or gas, won't it? So
Amazon's
nice.
just delivered. I'm gonna have a look. Can't wait.
You're waiting for that to come out.
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
Nice, isn't it? Look.
What's it like underneath?
It's got a little bit set up for induction,
Oh,
won't
it's
it?
like a pan here. Oh, and guess what I've done? I've washed the van off.
It's filthy outside.
No, I've done the important bit. I've done the underneath.
Alright.
I've done the underneath of it, so it gets all that salt off from Scotland. And
What were your carcher?
Yeah, and the wheels. So.
Get you. So what else have you been doing in here?
Oh yeah,
Not
and
seen
thanks
you all
again
day.
to Wandering Clydes. I'm talking to Craig, and he uses insulation on his skylights. Look at that, what we've made.
Oh yeah. And I'm not sure about these, Mark. They look a bit like...
Look at that, what we've made. Look, they're the bits to pull it in and out of. You'd never get it out, because trust me, it's well wasting. But that's a right bone of contention, is that there? And when we're driving, it's dead windy. So
yeah, it's like a board that you've made, isn't it?
so you can pull it
Get
down.
it out?
Yeah, it does come out, but it's not the easiest. But
Yeah,
in summer, we won't
you can
bother.
see this like flapping up and down
Yeah.
when it's really, really windy.
But
so
we can still shove that up and still put them across as
yeah.
well. So.
Ah,
And then
clever.
we've done the bedroom one as well, haven't we?
We have, because I have to sleep next to the window all the time.
That's done. I've got.
What about?
That
Oh
as
yeah.
well. I got that from Aldi the other day. It's just like stripper insulation, but that's going to go around the waste pipe. Our waste pipe froze up, didn't it, when it was really cold? The waste water didn't, because it's a bulk tank, but the little pipe, extractor pipe, did froze up, so we're going to insulate that now. Washed it off.
I know nothing about that.
So that's what we get up to when we don't go out in the van and we're stuck at home. We get up to the chores, don't we?
We haven't been stuck in the van. We've just been out for the last so many days, haven't we? But the weather is bobbins this weekend, and it's supposed to be snowing on Monday. Don't forget to drain your water down, guys. If it's going to go below zero, don't risk it. So many people have like burst pipes and things, don't they? So we're going to leave it there for now. You're going to be wanting something to eat because he's been busy.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm wanting a brew. So we will catch you on the next one.